want to drink during this interview.
Yeah.
Because I like
Call
drinking.
to sponsor us.
Perfect.
I'm not alcoholic, but you know, it helps.
It does.
Plus, I've been seeing a lot of these. What do you call it? Have you guys been watching all these like Mexican interviews where like they have like they're like una chela y entrevista. You know what I mean? And it's like invitan como a artistas famosos and stuff like that. Are we doing this bilingual or no?
Sí, sí, por favor, sí.
Okay.
Yeah.
Los dos hablamos español.
All right, cool. No, yeah. I just, sometimes I'm going to like go in and out,
Yeah.
That's how I am too, so I love that. Yeah.
They'll eventually, hopefully.
But you haven't seen any of these interviews though? Like where they're interviewing like, I think it happened like during the pandemic where they couldn't do anything. They're like, all right, cool. Jordi Rosado. Do you guys know who that is? That guy from, no? Damn, you guys are young as hell. How old are you?
I'm about to be 25.
Oh, that's awesome. How about you?
26.
Yeah, she's a fossil, dude.
Okay. I just turned 26.
That's a great age. I remember when I was 26. It was fun.
Do you have any advice for 26-year-olds?
Let's see.
That was so long ago.
Do I have any advice for you guys? Don't stay at a job that you don't like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pursue your inner self.
Yeah, I always tell people it's better to suffer now than forever.
Yeah.
Like suffering now is like, you quitting that job you're afraid to quit. And then compared to suffering forever is if you don't quit, you're just going to suffer forever.
Yeah, and it's always money's not the whole thing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's really not.
It's not. And it's not like, if you don't like that place or if it's stopping you from like doing your art,
That's
get out of there.
Well,
that's one thing that I didn't like do. And I kind of regret.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm in a good place. You know,
Yeah.
I'm also not gonna like, what do you call it? I don't regret anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's all life is about.
I'm in a great spot, and
all the things.
It's been fun.
Like all the things like you felt like you didn't want in life, and then like as cheesy as it sounds, like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And those things make you who you are today.
Yeah,
and leads you to the life that you live now.
Yeah.
But I feel comfortable now. You feel good? You feel?
Yeah, I feel great.
All right. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Stephanie. I'm part of Ruidosa.
And I'm Pancho. I'm part of Ruidosa as well. Today, our Ruidosa Art Collective brings you El Barrio. El Barrio, a Ruidosa Art Collective series, offers you a look into the dopest creators straight from El Barrio. Here, we'll be interviewing a variety of artists from all walks of life and getting a glimpse of their creative process and how their art come to be what it is today. In this episode, we introduce you Manny from Evil Empire.
Gracias, Pancho.
Manny, we're really excited to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
Me, personally, you're like a legend to me.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, I really like your stuff. I feel like, you have a big impact in the Chicago scene.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, like born and raised, your family background, or whatever you want to like, personal stuff, like how you came to be.
Well, my parents are Mexican.
Mm-hmm. What part of Mexico? Oh, are they from Mexico?
Yeah. They're Mexican. They came here in the 70s.
Wow.
What is it? They're from mi papá es del DF y mi mamá es de San Luis Potosí.
Love
And
that.
I was born and raised in Des Plaines,
This one?
Illinois.
Des Plaines?
Yeah, next to like.
I just said this.
O'Hare.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I was raised. Well, I grew up in Berwyn.
Okay.
But I was raised out in the country too, like Manhattan. Not Manhattan, New York. Every time people say, I tell them Manhattan. They're like Manhattan, New York. I'm like, no. It's like literally like Manhattan country. Like
Where's that? Like down South Illinois
Yeah,
or
I
what?
grew up on a range.
Wow,
I had
cool,
horses,
man.
chickens,
Yeah?
everything, dude.
Is that why you wear the boots in some of your
Yeah.
shows?
So those are my dad's boots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dope, man.
Yeah.
Do you wear the? Oh, you also wear the Avia, no? Sometimes or what? That's cool.
Yeah. I've been getting into my roots lately.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, my mom's side is from like también de un pueblito in San Luis, and we'd go there every year. It was pretty cool because it's like you're coming from like this, metropolitan area, and you go into this little town in Mexico, and there's like not a lot of people. And it's kind of like cool shit.
I see I think it was Evil Empire's posts where you're just like in Mexico and you're just like, is that where like?
That's my mom's town.
It looks beautiful. It looks
it's
very
cool.
like what is it like?
That's where they live now too. So
oh really?
Yeah,
they don't live over here?
They retired and they built their house. Like early 90s they started building their house, and that was their dream, and their dream was to like retire out there, and it's cool that like we have something to go to down there, and there's las raíces todavía están ahí, you know. It's pretty awesome.
That's really
cool.
Like,
So
go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I see, and every time I've gone to your shows, I see that you speak a lot of Spanish, and to me, just how we've mentioned speaking English and Spanish, like cutting into like the both languages in Spanglish, like is that just, were you always like that? Is that just like part of like your closeness to your like culture, or?
I actually tried not to mix them.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I love it.
Do you like think in Spanish first, or how is it?
Both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works both ways. My first language obviously is Spanish.
Same.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
But you have to. There's a perfect. There's a quote from like the Selena movie, like where the dad's like, "Tienes que ser mexicano para los mexicanos."
Yes.
And gringo para los gringos, and that's.
He's like, you can't be too Mexican, or you can't be like too American, because if you're too Mexican, then like the white people hate you, and then you're too Mexican.
And not only that, but like
I
I think that lo que me ayudó para hablar español fue de que I'd go every year, and like my cousins would like bully me for like words.
Yes. I know.
And it was like good bullying, and like it taught me like, all right, next year I'm not gonna mess up my Spanish. You know what I mean? And it helped me, and like it's cool that like they did that, and it's awesome. Yeah. Because now I could like, I go down there, and some people have told me like, oh, you don't have that American accent, like you don't have that Pocho accent, whatever they call it. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, so you were growing up, like your parents, did they like originally come to Chicago, or did like go like some first?
No, my mom first lived in Texas. So her dad, her dad was working in Texas. It was a family of 11, and it was one of those things where the dad would go to work for like 6 months of the year to Texas, and every time he'd go to Mexico, there's another kid.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And when they started growing up, my grandfather, he started bringing like the older children to Texas to help them work. And it's a thing where it's like they tell you that they start working at a young age, and it's kind of like, oh shit, it's tough.
Yeah.
I feel you, man. Like my mom and dad have always told me like their stories, and like I remember being like such a young age, like 6 years old, and like when they told me it, like my eyes were like literally like brightening up, because like I it's just like it's so sad to see that, like I wish I was like I feel I'm the type of person I am today, like so giving and so caring.
Yeah.
Because of my mom and dad. Like, you know, my dad was 14 when he came here.
Yeah.
And,
stuff like that. Yeah.
You know, and
same with my mom. Yeah.
He was by himself and he was working. He was homeless. You know, like when he was begging for work, and then no one would give it to him until he finally found a job. And then, you know, he was like, you know, they had no money.
Mm-hmm.
And when, you know, he was working, it was time for lunchtime. Everybody would go eat, but he would just go hide because like he was hungry. He didn't want people to see that he was hungry, so he just went the whole day, no eating.
It's a tough life, you know, and it's like this is kind of the stuff that like I try to write.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's tough. But yeah, you know, so my mom got here at 14. She met my dad in Chicago. He also immigrated when he was 19 to Chicago. They met and they made us.
Nice.
Yeah,
me and my sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think
It's only two of us too. It's kind of
really?
yeah.
I was gonna say
for a
there
Mexican
was so many.
family, it's rare to just have two kids, and we're like 8 years apart too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They waited. They were like,
I
pause.
have 5 sisters and 2 brothers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have that large
Uh-huh.
Mexican family. That's cool, man.
That's cool. That's cool though. Like all like the where you're just telling us like, how'd you like get into like all the stuff you're into, like, you know, music, art, like what are some things that like open your mind, open your eyes to?
I think well, you know, I guess like everybody, like movies, and I was a really big fan of, okay, so when I was like around 13,
What
I
year
remember
was that?
vending,
What year was
97, 98?
Oh my God, I was born that year.
Yeah, oh wow.
I say that because like, you know, it's like crazy because like, you know, your parents come from like the 70s, like
Yeah.
either, like, and then like my parents got here like in the 80s, like
Yeah.
like no early 90s, you know, so it's just like 2 generations, like
Yeah.
you're just like my generation, your generation is like different, but
Yeah,
like,
and like my parents were like one of the only couples probably in the Plains area that like were Mexican, you know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
And they
Des
know
Plaines.
like a lot of the families there that like have, you know, like grown, and
Right.
yeah, we were a small family, but like it's cool because like, you know, they met like Pontu, que Los Gonzalez, and they became like this huge family. Like, oh, you know Los Gonzalez from this Plains, or you know, like, you know, Los Hernandez or Los whatever.
Yeah.
But like it all came back from like the 70s, and my parents were like, oh yeah, we knew them from like when, you know, we all worked together. And
oh
it's like,
geez.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, what were you saying, like with like, you know, your,
Oh
like,
yeah, the
films
art.
and
So yeah, basically like I remember when I was like 13, 12, you know, David Gonzalez, I remember like the Homies, the guy that created the Homies, he was like a cool, like it was awesome. Like he had the vending machine stickers, and it's like me and my homies would like always collect them.
Yeah.
And that was like a big thing. I'm like, oh man, this is so cool, man. Like, and the stickers were awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm doing stickers now, because
I was
like
gonna ask you that.
it's like, you know, like, oh man, I'm doing this stuff that I wanted to do when I was like 13. And it's super cool.
And you're really good at it. I love all
Thanks,
of
man.
it.
And I think also like, you know, as bad as it's like, I know Blood In Blood Out is not like the most how should I say, movie to look up to for like a young kid, but at the same time, that's kind of like the only Latino artists that were you know, like Latino actors that were out there. And I was just kind of like, oh man, this is kind of cool, you know, in a way. And it kind of like this is awesome. Also, like music, my sister went to Mexico when she was like 15. She went to live there out for like a year. And she brought back all this music. And this is when I was like, I don't know, like 8 years old or 7. And she brought back like Maldita Vecindad.
Oh my God, she's amazing.
Yeah, and like Maná.
Yeah.
And Caifanes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is great.
And this is your older sister?
This is my older sister.
Oh
She's
my
8 years older than me. So it's
Yeah.
like, I was like 8 years old and she was what, like 16, 15, and I might have been 7, yeah. And I'm listening to this, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So then when I was 13, and I'd go to Mexico every year, you know, and the cool thing is that, like, I have a lot of cousins, you know, and they all live in Mexico, and so, like, every year I'd go and I'd pick up cool stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. And when I was 13, my cousin's like, you gotta check this band out. I'm like, all right, cool. He puts it in. Molotov.
Oh.
Yeah, and that was like, all right, this is great.
Game changer.
Yeah. This is what I want to do.
It's crazy that, like, you know, you're able to experience, like, those bands still fresh and new.
Yeah.
Like Molotov, when they formed, like 96 or like,
I think it was 97 when they formed. Yeah.
So, like, you know, it's like you were there.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Like, you know,
yeah.
you're able to, like, witness history.
Man, I even met them, so it was awesome.
Whoa.
Yeah. My cousin's like, dude, one day we're gonna meet them, and I'm gonna play with them. I'm like, yeah, sure, Danny. And yeah, he's shout out to him. He's a great musician. He moved out to California. He does his like, you know, more Mexican music. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna learn the Canción Frijolero. I'm gonna go play on stage with them. I'm like, you're not gonna do that. He's like, watch me. And he did. He got to meet him. He's like, do you want to go backstage? I'm like, of course, bro. And then he's like, I'm gonna take the accordion with me to the concert. I'm like, they're not even gonna let you in, bro. He's like, watch. So he sunk in the accordion. He asked Molotov before the show. He's like, hey, I know the Frijolero song. Could I play it? And he's like, yeah.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? And that was amazing. I'm like, I'm watching the show and my cousin's up there. I'm like, oh my God. It was kind of like jealousy, but at the same time, it was like, awesome.
Yeah. Go for him, man.
Great. This is incredible.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that like I got into it, and it just kept going and going, and it just starts so small, and now it's kind of like I see it now, and I'm like, oh shit.
What was like an album that, like, opened your mind, like you're like, wow, this just blew you away?
Well, I guess el primer álbum fue el de La Maldita Vecindad, de El Circo, y el de Molotov, el de Donde Jugarán las Niñas, también Resorte, el de no, ¿cómo se llama? No me acuerdo del álbum, pero that's another band that you guys should check out. Se llama Resorte. It was around the same time. It's like a rap metal stuff from Mexico.
Send the link.
Yeah. And there was a whole, you know, around that time I just discovered all this cool stuff. And then I'd show it to my friends too, because, like, you know, like around that time there was nothing around here like that. And they all liked it. Wow. And then when I was older, when I was like 18, I was like, all right, cool, we're gonna let's do a band, you know, like me and my cousin and my friend. And
this is your first like what were you playing, like, instrument, or were you doing vocals? Like, what was the first thing you, like, wanted to do?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna burp, whatever. So I just started singing the songs, you know, like all the Molotov songs or Zurdok songs or whatever it was that we listened to at that time. And we like sing it in the cafeteria at high school, and me and my cousin would just go back and forth, and it was fun. And everybody's like, "Oh, you guys should, like, do something with that." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So, like, we formed a band.
What was it called?
It was called Nudosidad. I don't even know what it means. Yeah.
Maybe like a knot.
So you went to high school with your cousin?
Yeah.
That's
dope. And our friend Ishmael, which is in Nahuales, that's another band later on that I joined. We all formed a band. It was called Nudosidad, and we're like, yeah, we got to do a show somewhere. So we met this one girl. And she's like, well, you know what? There's actually a rock en español scene in Chicago. And we're like, cool, we kind of want to go. Like, there's live bands and they play rock en español. They're like, yeah. We're like, yeah, let's go. And we're like, 18. Yeah, we're 18. So we were able to go in. So we're like, all right, cool, let's go. And the place was called La Justicia, and it was in Little Village. I don't know if you guys.
Sounds familiar.
It's La Justicia restaurant.
Oh yeah, my grandpa worked there.
Your grandpa worked at La Justicia?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he probably saw you guys.
Do you know the owner's name? His name was Julio. He was a really cool guy.
I think once me and my grandpa took me there once.
Oh yeah.
And we were eating there, and he was telling me about it. I'm gonna tell him about it.
Yeah. Ask him about it. Yeah. So they started hosting shows on, like on the weekends. I think it was always Friday nights. Oh, it was also Friday and Saturdays. It was always on weekends, and so there was already a scene. You know.
That's big.
And this is back in 2002. I think that's when we did our first show there.
What was like the age group?
Well, it was 18 and over.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was. We were the young kids. You know what I mean? We were 18 and fresh out of high school.
And what did that feel like? Like you go and you have your first show. So what, like, how was that? How was that experience?
Nerve-wracking, man.
Really?
Hell yeah. Dude, I'm crying right now. No, but it was great,
yeah,
though. I mean,
imagine.
like, and so our friend took us there.
Mm-hmm.
We saw this, and she's like, oh, I got you guys a gig. We're like, wait, what? You're like, yeah. We're like, we only have like 2 songs. We're like, you better make more, or you better do some covers.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how it started.
That's dope.
Yeah, and then we just kept playing there for a couple of years. Band broke up, but when I was doing all that, I met this other great band. It was called Nahuales Underground.
Okay.
I joined it, and I pulled my friend Ishmael that was also in the previous band, and we're like, yo, do you guys need a guitar player and a singer? And they're like, yeah, sure, why the hell not? Well, we had already played with them, so they knew our energy and stuff, and they were already kind of like in their late 20s. They're older guys. Mm-hmm. And but you know, they were and they were almost kind of like your age right now, and we were like, 18, 19. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, I forget that now. I'm like, we're getting older, so
yeah,
we're
you
like,
think
what?
you're old. Yeah, wait till you get to my age. No, pero, o sea, los veíamos así, but they killed, man.
Yeah.
We're like, dude, I was like, oh, I need to join this band, like, this is awesome. And we did. And I was in that band for 6 to 7 years. And then I met, during those 6 and 7 years, that's when we also met Evil Empire.
Wow.
And it's kind of the same thing. Evil Empire needed a singer.
Yeah.
And they invited me, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to join your band. Your band is awesome.
I'm gonna need you to debunk this. But I heard that I forget from who. When they first met you, you were naked.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I think that's why they got me in the band.
That was the pre-screening audition.
I remember, I don't know if it was Johnny or Dave. Dave is the drummer. Shout out to him and shout out to his tattoo shop, Obsidian Dagger.
Yeah.
Make sure you check them
Hell
out.
yeah. They saw me, and at that time I would take off my shirt and take off my pants and just jump around like crazy.
It was hot up there.
Yeah. No, but you know what? It happened because I just didn't do it because like, oh yeah, cool. No, it happened because first time I did that, we were playing. We got booked for like this actual club.
Wow.
Right.
And it was called, it's actually, what's that venue on Milwaukee next to Congress? I think it's still there. Congress. Do you guys know what I'm talking about or no?
Maybe.
Do any of you guys know what I'm talking about?
Congress?
Do you know? Yes. What's it called? No, not Congress Theater. The one that's next to the Congress Theater.
Congress.
Concord.
Oh,
So,
really? You play Concord?
Okay, so no. So it wasn't Concord before. It was called I think PM Club or something like that.
Oh.
It was a club, but it was kind of like Saturday nights for Latin night,
Oh.
So they booked us. They had like this like room for like rock en español, and they were playing like rock en español stuff.
Yeah.
So we get there, and the guy at first didn't want to let me in because like I wasn't in proper attire.
What does that even mean?
Exactly.
What?
Well, back in the day, it was like, you don't have dress shoes, can't go in. I don't know how it is nowadays. Is it still kind of like that for like clubs and stuff?
Everybody.
Yeah, I think that went away. I think it went away because of me.
Thank you, Manny. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm kidding. No, but I remember that, like, the guy didn't want to let me in. I'm like, dude, I've got to play with my band. He's like, well, you got to, like, you don't have proper shoes and you have baggy jeans or whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm in a rock band. I'm playing the rock part. He's like, okay, just get in. I'm like, all right, cool. So we start jamming out. And, like, first of all, like, I think this is the first time they invited, like, an actual band to that place. Because they just had the DJ, you know, Rock en Español DJ.
Yeah.
And we're up there. And I start telling the story. And I'm like, could I say, I can say bad words.
Go ahead.
I'm like, fuck that security guard. I'm like, that motherfucker wanted me to fucking bring shoes and shit that I don't have and like tight pants or whatever. Fuck you. So I started getting naked. And I took everything off, man. Well, I was in boxers, of course. And we kind of got kicked out because of that. And he's like, all right, one more song, you're out. The guy kicked me out. He actually grabbed me. They kicked me out.
By your Tonys.
I was laughing the whole time. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. So that's what happened, and that's why I started. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I think the people like this. And I just kept doing it. And I also went with the song. Like, I didn't just, like, do it at the beginning of the... I did, like, a whole striptease thing. Like, where it was just this one song. It was called, it's called Psycho. But, like, the what do you call it? The chorus is ya no me quiero masturbar.
Okay.
So I just like take everything off and I start doing that whole thing.
Whoa,
And I think it was kind of like a shocker for a lot of people, at least in that club. You know, they're like, "What the hell's going on here?" You know. Y todos eran paisas. That's what I didn't get. You know, I was like, what the hell?
Se estaban haciendo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the rockers were cool, but like the ones that like were all bougie were just like,
what's going on?
Like I just listened to salsa. Well, at that time, I think reggaeton was like barely fresh.
Wow.
Yeah, that is true. The early 2000s.
Yeah. What was like the hot spots for the scene? Like, where was it at? Like
in that time?
Yeah, at that time.
It was La Justicia. It was then it became like, it was also Los Casos.
Is this all Little Village?
No, Los Casos was in the north side, and then and it was also El Ranchito that was also on the north side. Those are like the most iconic ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then Manny,
there was more, but like I just don't remember the names.
So I actually never knew. Like, I thought I was under the impression that you started Evil Empire, but you mentioned that
Nope.
They were already a band.
Oh yeah, they already had a album and everything.
Really?
Yeah, they had a kick-ass singer.
Whoa.
And he left the band, and
that's how you came in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, the whole first album, it's called Does This Genocide Make Me
Look Sexy, right?
Yeah. That's all Ben. And that's a hell of an album. And when I came into Evil Empire, I'm like, holy shit, I have these big shoes to fill. You know what I mean? The good thing is that like these guys were so accepting of everything, you know. That's why I love them, man. Like, and they're like, dude, sing in Spanish, you know, like do your thing, man. Like that's where you come from. Those are your roots, bro. Like, I'm like, are you sure? Like, yeah. And I'm like, all right.
I'll do it. And so that inspiration, like for your songwriting, is it correlated to just what you said? Like, singing in Spanish, your culture, where do you draw that inspiration for, or where did you draw it for those songs and those albums that you released?
I'm sorry. Like the inspiration for like all the songs in the album that I just recorded? Is that what you're asking?
Or like even back then, like...
I think, well, okay, so Johnny, the bass player, I'm pretty sure he was the one that had like, the whole Evil Empire crew had written these like demos after the singer had left, and they were just out on the internet, and I had heard them, and they needed a vocalist, and I was like, dude, this is awesome, and I also had ideas. They invited me, and they're like, dude, you should lay some stuff on here. But the inspiration really came from like, family and friends,
right.
like my life. It's like I have to, like I just write from within.
I really like Dead Space.
It's a really emotional song.
It is.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps when you sent me the lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm like, I suggest everyone to listen to Dead Space.
It's a great song from a great friend that I love. It's also coming to the U.S. song. It's tough because she was 9 when she got here, and it was on her birthday. Right. So it's kind of like like crossing the whole border on her birthday.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, for real.
It really is.
And I was like, I'm gonna write about this.
What year did you like officially join the Evil Empire?
I want to say like, I don't know, 2012.
2012. Wow.
Yeah, I think it was 2012.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. When did you start like writing all those songs?
Those songs started happening in 2012.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I joined a band, and right away, like the demos were there, like the music was there already.
Yeah.
There was like 3 demos, and I recorded over them, and it was actually the first song that I did was Deport Me.
That's it.
So that song is super old. It's 2012. The album came out in 2020, so it's already 8 years old. You know what I mean? It was that one. It was, I think Dead Space was. Oh wait, was it Dead Space the second? No, the second one was Vulnerable.
Oh, dude, that sounds sick.
Or that might have been the second. That might have been the third one. Oh, well, no. And then the other one was Dead Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, I might be dreaming or something.
Lyrics.
I heard another version of not Dead Space, Deport Me. It was slowed down.
Okay.
I don't know, like.
Well, yeah, that was probably the demo version.
The demo version.
Yeah, that's when I first like laid down the vocals.
Yeah. Okay. I think
Who
I
showed
like
you that, Dimitri, or what?
No, I think I found it by myself. I was like going in the Evil Empire like rabbit hole for like.
Oh, okay.
I was like on SoundCloud or like YouTube. I was looking.
Okay.
I was like, all right, Evil Empire 2010 or something. But that's sick though. Like I really like honestly that album was like front to back 10 out of 10.
Oh, cool! Thank you so much.
one of like to me one of the best Chicago records to come out.
Oh, thanks.
Like in the scene, it's really cool. Speaking of the scene, like what are like some like local bands you looked up to, like
back in the day?
Back in the day.
Well, I mean, obviously, all this on the ground. There was also Malafacha. I'm so sorry. I'm like forgetting all this stuff, but I'm an old man. Hold on. Wait. Oh my God, brain fart. Maladicto. Did you guys ever hear Maladicto? No. Wait, ¿cómo no me acuerdo de nada? La Parca. There was White Horse Inertia was a cool band that we played with that I looked up to. Oh man, I'm sorry guys.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. This is you.
To the Chicago scene, dude. You guys are all like my homies, and I'm sorry for forgetting the names, man. Under pressure.
It's okay, man. But like you, as like a musician, what are some like highlights of your career?
I think opening up for Café Tacuba at Congress Theater.
Wow.
That was really cool.
Which band?
That was on Wallace Underground. Playing Ruidosa Fest for Evil Empire.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I really like all those like clips you like guys made. like for like that you guys were playing like Rito Fest.
Yeah.
Like the one like
it?
you're calling your Theo.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That was
yeah.
sick. That like inspired me. And I was like, dude, I want to do something.
That was great, man. Like my uncle went to like he stayed at my house for like 3 weeks or something, and it was hilarious because he was just like always like drinking on the couch, and I went to practice and I told Johnny, the bass player in Evil Empire, and I'm like, you know what? My uncle's home. You know, I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, the guy just watches Chavez fights on YouTube, and he drinks Miller Lights on the couch, and that's what he does all day.
Shout him out.
Yeah, and I was like, and he's like, really? And we were kind of having like a little podcast going on.
Right.
Once I'm telling him this, my uncle calls me. And I'm like, yo, we got to record this, man. So, like, that's how we got, like, most of the sound bit. Yeah.
Really, dude?
Yeah. And like, he's like, ¿Dónde estás? You know, like, that's it. And then, obviously, I recorded, like, the whole Ruido Fest thing. Like, I changed it up a bit. But, yeah.
That's sick, dude. Like, dude, fucking, you're fucking...
It was great.
Your Theo, right?
Yeah.
Dude, he fucking sounds professional, dude.
Bro,
like,
yeah.
Like,
well, it was on the spot because, like, that's him.
Yeah, for real, dude. I thought you hired somebody. Like,
no,
dude, that
that's
fucking,
my Theo, man.
Dude, you gotta get your Theo.
Love that.
And I think that's when the whole Theo thing happened for me too, where like
Right.
I think all the guys in the band were like, "Hey, yeah, you're old now, so we should call you Theo."
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how did you come to be known as Theo?
Well, yeah, you know,
I like that.
yeah,
Very fitting.
and I am an uncle, so
Damn.
Perfect.
You got a big role to play now.
yeah, right.
That's sick. I like that.
¿Qué onda, sobrinos?
Mándales un saludo.
Sí, ¿verdad?
So, like, you know, I feel like you spoke a lot on, like, your music history. I want to hear a little bit about your, like, art history.
Yes.
Like, what was, like, the age you got into, like, drawing and, like, art?
Oh, ever since I was little, I would draw. I mean, I really haven't done too much. I think right now I'm gonna, like, start, like, you know, like, doing more stuff.
Right.
But, like, I just, you know, time and work and...
Yeah.
Art
you
is
know,
super time consuming,
yeah.
so.
Mm-hmm.
But, right now I'm kind of, like...
Chilling.
Yeah, you know,
Vibing.
yeah. So I'm kind of like, all right, cool. I think I know what I'm going to do. So, I mean, it's been formulating for a long time where I'm like, okay, I think I have an idea. But it'll happen. Right now, I just have, you know, whatever, drawings and stuff like that.
I feel like your first years of art, you coming up with drawings like every other day, like drawings like every day, like even twice a day.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you have to really think about like,
what's
the next drawing.
And I think the whole music thing was just kind of like, this is what I'm focusing on. I kind of left that, you know, part, you know, but it's always been there.
Of course.
Yeah, and I always feel like,
And also, so then, like, for your art, would you say that inspiration, I see a lot of Chicano references. Is that what you like to show in your art?
Yeah. That, and I know it sounds weird, but I like drawing naked women.
No, that's not weird. I like that.
So, yeah, this is kind of like the PG stuff that
Yeah.
Show us other stuff.
But you know, it's the body, man. It's not like, you know, and it helps me, like, get better at everything.
Art is art.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's art.
I remember I was like on podcast. They invited me random. Like I was on an art show, and like the host, he had like the podcast, and he's like this big set dude.
Yeah.
Like heavy duty. And like he's like, is it weird? Like lately, I just been like making like big collages of myself naked, and then I'm like,
it's
I'm
fantastic.
like, hey man, like you know, like different strokes of different folks, like
Yeah,
you know,
man.
like everything's art, like
Yeah,
you know,
man.
someone could look at that as like that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Someone be like,
But I feel like nowadays, like if I'm drawing like big-breasted women, like, you know, it's not like it's not the thing that, you know, everyone wants to see. But I'm like, hey, whatever.
It's okay.
It's what I do.
I like it. We support it.
Thanks.
Do you have like any meaningful pieces where you just like look at it like, shh, that one like right next to my heart?
No, not yet. I think
No,
it's just,
not even one. Like your
I'm,
whole art
I'm
career?
one of those dudes that I'm like, I don't like anything that I do.
I feel
I
that
just gotta
too.
keep,
drawing them out.
Yeah.
and I just keep getting better. Well, I want to keep getting better. I don't want to like settle, and that's why I think it's been taking me so long. You know what I mean?
What was like one of your favorite pieces you created?
I know that little Michael Jordan sticker right there. Because the Bulls, man, and like I grew up with like trading cards and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like back,
it.
and I'm like, I'm gonna replicate Michael Jordan trading card, and I fucking started selling them on eBay, and I'm making money.
Cash it out.
It's cool. Hope
so
Michael Jordan doesn't come back and like, because I've heard stories where like the guy like comes and like charges you like all the money that you
Really?
No.
I see
Don't even wish that upon yourself.
I see how you came up on that green Challenger, dude. Fuck, dude, selling stickers.
Yeah.
Guys, if you guys
it's
want
not
to
for the stickers.
you want to make quick money, sell some stickers.
Yeah.
That's sick, though. I really like that. Well, like, how do you like before you start like a piece? What you gotta set the vibe. How do you set it? Like, dim the lights, Modelo, a little blunt.
No, I just really have to be into it. Like, I really want to do it, and but like music, obviously, good lighting, and then just me wanting to do it. Like, and I always kind of do like faces. That's always been my thing.
How long does it take you? Do you usually finish like in one sitting or?
No, that's what I'm horrible at.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of like, you gotta finish. I'm pushing myself more and more nowadays.
I'm gonna get this tattoo.
Y'all gotta hold him accountable.
Yeah. No, for real, yeah. I'm gonna get it. But I might de-size your breast though.
Why? That's how the artist made it. You gotta respect his vision.
You just like them. You like them smaller then.
That's his preference.
That's cool, man.
Hey. Cool. No, it's cause like it was funny. Shout out Louis. I got this is his tattoo right here.
Yep.
When he drew this, he had the boob out. I was like, can you cover it? It's cause like eventually.
I see it? I can't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's badass. Yeah. That's really nice, man.
Like eventually, I want to have like kids and shit, and like I remember just growing up and seeing like people have tattoos and like women and their fucking boobs around weird. I feel like I just felt weird, like just like if I feel like it's gonna be like a bad image on like kids or like I don't know. That's just me. I don't know.
Would you stare at the boobs too long or?
No, I'll be like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck?
But you know what? I remember my uncles had like these cool posters of like, también con mujeres encueradas, but they were drawings and it was just kind of like, it was something kind of like, ooh, like I shouldn't be seeing this because I'm a little kid. Like, yeah. But at the same time, like, I saw it like now I could say it was like, I saw it as art.
Right.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I remember those posters. Dave actually sent me like a picture. He's like, oh, we should do this. And I'm like, dude, those are the ones that were hanging on my uncle's wall. Whoa. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's the artist. Like, this is super cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just kind of like, I mean, you can't, everybody, like what you said. But I never, it's the body, whatever,
Yeah.
Same.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, that's true.
Very interesting. I like all your ideas. You're a very creative person, I feel like.
Oh, thank you so much.
A lot of positive vibes.
Yeah, I try to.
Damn.
Yeah.
I really like that. So, your art career, music career, best of both worlds. Like, your lasting impact into the scene. Like, what do you as like a musician and artist, like, what do you hope to leave behind, for like us, the next coming generation?
Damn, that's
That's my deal.
It's pretty deep, huh?
That's a tough one. What do I want to leave behind?
Mm-hmm. Do you want people to remember you getting naked, getting down?
No,
art, like lyrics, like.
I guess just Chale, güey, why so deep, bro? No manches.
Toma that White Claw para que
Ya ni tengo.
You need another one, dude? You didn't want to take a shot really quick?
I will take a shot with you.
Go, Pancho.
What do I want to leave behind? I don't know. I think I already left behind stuff, but
like, you're already a legend in my eyes, dude.
I don't think I am.
Chicago legend.
Nah, I don't.
For sure.
Please, that's not. I don't know about that. But thank you so much. If you really mean that, thank you. Just I think what I try to do with everything is try to, like, no sé, como que like stuff that you're saying that you look up to me. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to be me, and if that inspires anyone, that's thank you for saying that. And I think that's, if anything, that's if later on I'll see this and I'll go, oh shit, I guess I did do something for someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think really, at least for me, and like seeing you and your band, it was that representation of who you are and yourself, and you just being in your power and not giving a fuck really about what anyone thinks. And that in itself was so empowering, right? Like to me as a Chicana, and having that, both of those cultures, and just seeing you like mesh them together and being so badass. I think, that's really what hit home for me.
Yeah, I think it's also kind of like I just want you guys to. This is great that you guys are doing this. I wish I had this back in my 20s.
Yeah.
This is awesome that you guys are doing this. I wish, and damn it, loss of words. No sé, muy chingón todo. Ask me another question, and
yeah, we actually have. If
Wait,
you don't,
I'll ask one more question
okay,
before.
go ahead.
So, the next generation. We were like, I feel like we're already. This is my staff, everybody here, generation, but eventually we're gonna this could be the next generation. But if you were to tell like somebody who wants to get into the scene, who wants to get into music, art, what would you tell them?
Just be yourself. I mean, that's even though it sounds super cliche, but yeah, let it come from let it come from here.
To be honest,
and also don't. I also seen this. Don't go with the whole flow. You don't have to go with the whole flow. No. Yeah, because there's and then you start also getting into that, and it just kind of like, then it just becomes something not original, and just be yourself. And even if I don't know, even if you're not that good, fuck it. At least you tried.
Right. At least you tried.
Whatever, man.
I should have one more actually. If we were to tell your younger self, and hold on, sorry, let me reword it. How would your younger self feel if they saw what you were doing today?
Dude, holy shit. Yeah, no, seriously, like I didn't think I was gonna be doing this. No,
really?
Like, I mean, not at the level that I have been doing it. You know what I mean? It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you think your younger self would be proud?
Yeah.
Full circle moment.
Happy for you, Manny.
Yeah, Manny, thank you.
Cool.
Well, our
Audience.
our audience. We posted on our story that like
On Instagram.
on Instagram to ask you some questions.
Cool.
So Steph is gonna read them to you.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
So let's see. The first one is, how long have you been performing live, and what encourages you to keep performing?
18.
Mm-hmm.
And what encourages me to keep performing? I don't know, it's in me, so it's not gonna stop. I don't know. It's just life. I don't. It's. I'm. This is who I am.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Powered by White Claw.
No. Somebody else asked, what is your zodiac?
Ooh.
Leo.
Ooh, love Leos.
Oh, your birthday's
So your birthday's
up.
coming up, yeah.
Yep. August 9th, baby.
Okay, make sure to wish him a happy birthday.
Sure. Or else.
Let's see. Somebody asked, can you be my tío?
Ooh.
Ay, güey, yo soy sobrino de... Bueno, todos son mis sobrinos.
Ooh, gracias. There's your answer.
That's such a cool deal, dude.
Then somebody asked if you like Peso Pluma.
Ay, a huevo.
Chingao, yes.
Dude, you
A
can't...
huevo.
Why not?
Yeah.
We should make a corrido tumbado song, dude.
Yeah, why the hell not?
That'd be really
man?
cool.
Yeah, Peso Pluma is dope. Hey, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I had that haircut back in 2008.
You
I
did?
think, yeah.
You had Pancho's haircut?
Yeah. I was the first dude to do that. Like when it was
Tell him,
not
Manny,
cool.
tell him.
It was not cool to have mullets. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna do a mullet. Why the hell not?
I always
Yeah.
wanted a
I think
mullet.
that guy like looked through my Facebook and copied my stuff.
Right. You were his inspiration.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And let's see. Somebody else said,
I need some money for that too.
yeah.
¿Me escuchas, güey?
Copyright.
Peso Pluma.
Yeah, and the last one said, if you want to go to San Diego to, perform, I don't know if you're doing tours anymore or.
Yeah, right now, we're taking a little break from Evil Empire.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing their own thing. Johnny, the bass player, he has he has a new project. It's called Werewolf Detective.
Ooh.
Tentative name on that. And I might be doing percussion on that, singing a little bit on that. Dimitri, you definitely know Dimitri.
Yeah, shout out Dimitri.
Yeah.
Shout out Dimitri.
He's our
for real.
trumpet player, and he's just in every band.
He's
like,
in Pancho's band.
yeah, he's in every
she's-
band.
What
Yeah.
a
He's
beautiful
doing
man.
stuff like everywhere. Shout out to him.
Love
Shout out
him.
Dimitri.
And then of course, Curtis, our guitar player, he just had a second baby.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's
Congrats.
he has a cool little family.
Sick.
Mike, our percussion player, also has a child, and he's also doing his musician thing. He's a great drummer.
Really?
Yeah, he's fantastic. We're all. Am I fucking missing someone? I know I'm missing.
Just apologize to me. Like,
Damn, I
sorry.
didn't know that. No, it is
Pause.
Dave,
Nice.
me, Johnny. Oh yeah, and then there's Jeff, and then Jeff, he also has another band that he formed with his brother, and they're doing that, and it sounds amazing. They've already played the Empty Bottle and stuff.
Cool.
Shout out to God damn it, it's somewhere in my head. Least.
I was gonna say loose.
Yeah, no, Least band. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, so we all have our projects. Right now, we're also we have recorded an EP.
Okay.
We just have to figure out like the artwork.
Yeah.
Oh.
Figure out, we've always been like, kind of, yeah, I guess you could say slow, but that's the way we roll. It's not
Right.
like for us. It's not so. It's kind of like that's our flow.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna be like
Rushing.
Slow and steady wins the
exactly. We're just
race.
gonna make it artistic and make it beautiful, so we could
Right.
represent,
I'm
we
excited,
could
dude.
show you something. It's gonna be, I believe, a 6-song EP.
Oh,
Right now,
Fuck,
I
dude,
think the name is gonna be called Locos Cholos Punks.
Oh my God.
dude, I'm getting
Beautiful.
goosebumps, dude.
Do not know the release date yet, but that's coming out. And
Dude, I need is Malito, what's it called? Is it Imperio Malito or?
yeah, the album is called Imperio Maldito.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that on vinyl.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
There's this, plans of stuff like that. But right now, yeah, we're taking a little break. But we are gonna. We have a show coming up though.
Ooh, when?
Yeah, it is.
Tell us,
Here,
tell us,
let me get
tell
my
us.
phone out because I forget all this stuff. It
Dude,
is.
goosebumps.
Let's see. Sorry for taking so long because I suck at the
take your
phones. I have the old Mentex where it's like really large.
No, I'm about to do a back.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not.
You put huge.
No soy tan. El tío no está tan ruco, eh. A ver, it's yeah, we're playing a show at Cole's on July 31st with Corrupt Vision and Brilliant Behemoth.
Oh,
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Lo escucharon aquí, vayan.
Yeah.
for
And the upcoming singles is gonna be Locos Cholos Punks and another one called Living the Dream.
Ooh, can't wait.
I'm excited.
Oh,
What?
that name's so stupid, but I love it.
No, I love it.
Well, I really like just having you out here. It was blessing.
Oh,
A
thanks.
blessing from God. Thank you, Jesus.
Estas luces me dan un chingo de calor, eh?
Qué calor.
Swing!
But as we wrap this interview up, do you want to shout out or be on the lookout for any upcoming bands that you want to shout out or?
I guess the ones that I had told you. I mean, your
Yeah.
band is awesome.
You're fishing. You're fishing.
La Rosa Noir,
Yes,
you
of
know.
course.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
hay muchas bandas muy buenas ahorita,
Yeah.
that everybody should listen to. It's an amazing scene right now. I think it's great. It's fantastic. I go to these shows and there's so many people now, and it's like,
Yeah.
man, I wish we had that when I was young as hell
Right.
and fit. No, I'm kidding.
And sexy. You always been
still
sexy.
here, bro. Come on, it
They're
doesn't
always
leave.
That's do you have any last words for our viewers, your fans?
El tío cries because he feels it. Sorry for crying.
No,
It's
never
okay.
apologize.
Yeah, we're breaking the macho machismo.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been so amazing.
Hey, thank you guys so much. This was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Really
Thank
happy to have you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Well, this is Barrio, guys.
Gracias.
Adios.
Bye. Peace.